Alright, so if you have a safety squat bar, you're going to love this one, because this actually uses the leverage of the safety squat bar in a rotary manner to actually perfectly match the strength curve of a lateral raise. You're stronger at the bottom and weaker at the top. However, when you're using bands, when you're using dumbbells, even when you're using cables to some degree, it is hard to really match that strength curve properly. Now, cables give you more options with that, but dumbbells especially are tougher with that. You don't get much resistance till you're almost kind of at the top, and even then you're not hitting the most effective part of the exercise, which is that stretch at the bottom. So this method is fantastic. You're going to need a safety squat bar for this. Set it up in the power rack so that if you were doing safety squats with it, you'd be facing that way. Now, set this to, you want this right just kind of below armpit height. What you're going to do here, start with just the bar, empty bar the first time you do this one. You're going to come inside the rack. So as the bar is kind of sitting on the rack here, these handles are facing kind of down and kind of towards your body. Here's the key. What you're going to do, press your rib cage right up against the bar. Push the back of your wrist against this pad. Now, maybe you can see where I'm going with this now. The rotary action, it's going to be, because of the leverage of the bar, it's going to be harder at the bottom and easier as you come to the top. Now here's what that looks like. So tension starts right here, which you don't get with dumbbells, which you don't get with bands. And then you're coming up. And now it gets easier as you come to the top. And it kind of drops off. So you want to keep an eye on that range of motion. But again, you're starting and you're leaning into this here to keep it braced up against the uprights. You're getting tension right here, which is basically the most effective place to really develop tension in the lateral delts. And then come all the way up. Let this come all the way down. So, you know, if you're doing cables, you could get that kind of tension here as you come up. It's more effective in that respect than bands or dumbbells. However, this rotary action, where you're starting and you're getting really serious tension right here, that's fantastic for the lateral delts. But again, push, lean right into this so you're getting this right against the uprights, and then push with the back of your wrist right here and really dig into it. This, like I showed you, allows you to do forced reps. You can do negatives too if you want. For example, if I wanted to do negatives, I would assist with the other hand more substantially, and then fight it all the way down. So I got a different angle so you can see what I'm talking about. Straight on. Alright, so I've lightened up the weight a bit. I had 25 pounds on the other one. I've been doing a bunch of sets of this, as you can imagine. It feels really good. So I brought this down to 15 on either side, and I would do more reps. Now, again, a couple inches below the armpit, lean into it, press this up against the uprights of the rack, and then brace right against here. Now, to answer your question, yes, I have tried this with a dumbbell in the hand. I don't actually like it as much because you're still getting good resistance as you come to the top. If you have a dumbbell in your hand, it kind of flattens out that curve a little bit too much, so you're actually getting kind of too much relative resistance at the top. And you know, play with it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's actually going to be more effective for you. Always test this stuff because that's the fun part of training. But anyways, here's the set. Braced in, and then again, you're getting tension right here at the start, which is beautiful for the lateral delts. And because of the loading on this bar, the leverage of the bar, you're actually getting almost the max tension like right here at the bottom, which is, like I said, perfect for hitting lateral delts. gives you really good control over the movement as well. Like sometimes with lateral delts with dumbbells, if you're heaving the thing up, it's hard to control it on the way down. This gives you the opportunity and the ability to do more negative oriented training and really control the loading as you're coming down too. And if you're really interested, you can do a static hold right here at the bottom. Really try and push. So that's the exercise. If you do try this one, definitely let me know how you like it. I'm using the Elite FTS safety squat bar, yoke bar. This is going to work with just about any safety squat bar though that has that offset. Again, if you're doing regular safety squats, you'd be facing this way. The key is on the setup, making sure that at the bottom, at the start, this is kind of leaning in towards your body and towards the center line of your body, because that's what's going to give you that resistance at the start. That's what we're looking for this, and that's what makes it so effective.